Healing and repair post-exercise or training is pivotal to how quickly you will progress. Slower recovery slows progress or halts it altogether, and recovery will always be the main limiting factor. This is also true for healing when injured or after surgery or when the body is beaten up or even stressed. So, if we were to categorize foods in order of their ability to optimize healing by providing the body with the most amount of raw materials, then what foods would be at the top of this list? Hands down, the answer is red meat. The healing process needs bioavailable amino acids, which relates to the proportion of amino acids reaching systemic circulation that can be incorporated into the body for protein synthesis. Animal protein is the most bioavailable source. We also need concentrated protein, that being foods that are high in protein content so you consume less calories. Overeating is usually never a good thing for the human body. So looking at this article, why animal proteins are superior to plant-based proteins. When differentiating between plant protein and animal protein, it is most pertinent to look at the essential amino acid profile, and particularly the branched chain amino acids. As an example, the adult recommendation daily allowance, or RDA, for leucine is 42 milligrams per kg, which is 2.94 grams for a 70 kg person. That RDA can be accomplished with the consumption of just 100 grams of beef skirt steak. That's only 3.5 ounce steak, right? You would have to eat twice the amount of firm tofu or almost 5 times the amount of canned navy beans to obtain the RDA for leucine. And those quantities still don't consider whether tofu or canned beans supply the other essential amino acids, never mind the fact that soy and legumes are unhealthy. Similarly, you'd have to eat over 2.5 times the amount of pumpkin seeds compared to beef skirt steak to obtain the same amount of lysine. While mixing plant foods can meet the RDA for essential amino acids as long as you have a strong understanding of the best plant-based proteins and how to mix them, it requires you to consume a much larger quantity of those plant foods, which of course means consuming a lot more calories and more carbohydrates. That can be problematic if you're looking to improve metabolic health conditions like insulin resistance or diabetes. And then you're just eating more food, you're buying more food, it's just a bit long, innit? To put it into perspective, we can compare animal and plant protein sources using the DIAAS protein quality rating, which factors in both the amino acid profile of a protein and its bioavailability. The lowest animal protein is chicken at 108, and the highest plant protein is chickpeas at 83. There's no comparison, guys. Red meat contains all the essential amino acids and at a substantially greater concentration even when compared to an egg. Even when you compare red meat to an egg, it has 1.5 times more iron, 2.2 times more magnesium, 3.7 times more zinc, 50 times more vitamin B3, and 2 to 5 times more vitamin B1, B6, B12, vitamin K, and omega-3s. Red meat also contains 4 important additional nutrients. So firstly, carnitine, which it helps to transport fatty acids into the mitochondria of the cells. That literally means transporting the raw material into the batteries of our cells. Creatine, which is used for explosive or high intensity movements. Red meat has the highest content of creatine of all foods. Carnosine, which helps to buffer lactic acid in muscles and acts as an antioxidant. Coenzyme Q10, which is a substance that helps convert food into energy. CoQ10 is found in almost every cell in the body and is also a powerful antioxidant. 2 last things I want to touch on. The first one is if you struggle to eat red meat, it's likely due to low stomach acid. So if you regularly experience bloating, tummy cramps, heartburn, or acid reflux, it's due to low stomach acid. Your stomach acid literally decreases on a vegan diet, and this is why many people will create problems with their digestive system on these vegan diets. So reading from this image or this screenshot, vegetarians eat very little animal protein, vegans eat none. Therefore, the body slows down production of HDL accordingly, and this decrease in stomach acid is one of the core reasons that a vegetarian diet can be taxing for the digestion. Okay, last point. Iron is essential for building red blood cells, transporting oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body, and helping brain function. There are 2 types of iron in food, heme and non-heme. Heme iron is easily absorbed by the body and found in animal foods including beef. Eating foods that contain heme iron also improves the body's ability to absorb non-heme iron. from plant-sourced foods. This type of dietary synergy is sometimes called the meat factor, funnily enough. Inadequate iron consumption can leave people feeling tired, cold, irritable, and pale in appearance, and long-term deficiency can cause anemia, delayed growth and development, pregnancy complications, and metabolic problems. Now, we need to remember that the iron content of foods does not indicate its bioavailability, because iron absorption depends on some factors, mainly the form of iron, and the highest bioavailability is found in red meat, then in chicken, then in fish. Plants contain non-heme iron, and you can only absorb about 2 to 20%, whereas red meat contains heme iron and you can absorb 25 to 30% plus. Iron consumption is even more important for women because during your menstrual cycle, you are literally bleeding out iron, and heavy cycles lead to blood loss. This depletes your body's iron stores. With this iron deficiency, anemia, you might feel tired all the time, weak, dizzy, or short of breath, among other signs and symptoms.